Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about puzzle mats. We're going to talk about why they're good, why they're bad, what's the best application for them, and overall just teach you how to buy them because there's differences in thicknesses, differences in surfaces, and we'll go over all of that today. So first off, the puzzle mats come in different thicknesses. We sell a 20 millimeter, a 25 millimeter, and a 40 millimeter. Each has their own properties that you should think about when you're choosing a mat that's right for you. So first off, we'll go to the 20 millimeter. Now, all the puzzle mats are made of the same product. It's called EVA. It's a short form for something, some long chemical name, but I can't remember what it is. So first we have the 20 millimeter mat. So the 20 millimeter mat is the thinnest mat we make. Now, when you go to Home Depot or you go to a big box store, they do sell puzzle mats, and don't be fooled. Those are very thin, and they're made for kids that are 5 years old and 4 years old and 3 years old falling on them. So they really don't have any impact or absorption properties. They look nice, they're usually multicolored, and they're good for a playroom. But even a commercial playroom shouldn't be using those. They slide and they slip, and what you'll find is they get very dirty very quickly, and they also lift up. So if you're walking or if you're sliding on them or moving on them, you'll find that the puzzle pieces lift up. So the ones we sell are commercial grade, so they're thicker and they're more durable. So the 25 millimeter mat, first of all, the puzzle mat, they come in 1 meter by 1 meter sheets. So, and they include a border. So you can, I'll go over that in a second. But they come in 1 meter by 1 meter, which is 3'3" by 3'3" by 3'3". So you measure out your area, figure how many you need, and give us a call and we'll hook you up. So the 20 millimeter mat is this one right here. And if you look closely, the surface is sort of a T pattern. It's more rigid and a little steeper pattern. So what you get with that is better grip. So if you're in your bare feet or if you're in your shoes, so we sell this to karate gyms, boxing gyms, Muay Thai, any stand-up competitive competition style, stand-up competition style gym will use this mat. Mostly because of the grip. Well, there's two reasons, grip and the cost. So this is the least expensive. So what you have here is a grippier surface. Now with that grippier surface comes a little more difficulty to clean. So dirt will tend to get caught in the little ridges. Not too bad, but that's what will happen over time. But what you do get in exchange, you get a grippier surface. So if you're moving quickly, if you're moving quickly in your bare feet or with shoes, it's catchier surface. So that's the upside to the 20 millimeter. They come in blue and red, like reversible, and black and gray. And what you can do is you can piece them together and make patterns, mix and match your colors to make, whether you have a school or a dojo that has a different, has a corporate colors, you can match up your corporate colors to the mats. Now, as we move on to the 25 millimeter, it's just slightly thicker. So that means a little bit, there's a little more absorption, but you're talking 5 millimeters, which isn't much, is very much. So with the 25 millimeters, the main difference is you get a different surface. So on this surface, it's more like, some people have called it elephant leather, other people call it little tiny worms, but it's a little bit smoother and less rigid surface than this. So the dirt tends not to get caught in this. So it's easier to clean, so you can mop it. A mop will go over this very easily. This, it's a little bit rougher. This maybe you need a vacuum cleaner to go over. So on the 25 millimeter, you have blue and red, black and gray, or black and wood pattern. Now on the wood pattern, this doesn't look like wood pattern. It looks kind of yellow in this small piece. But when you take the larger piece out, you can see the wood pattern shows up. So while I've got this out here, I'll show you that each one comes with a frame. So they ship in a square, and this comes off. And then what you've got here is your trim. So after you've laid out your area, you take these pieces and you can finish off your borders with this. So then you've got a nice straight edge and a nice looking area once it's done. There's no really need to box it in. It should stay, unlike a tatami, which the entire area might shift a little bit. This probably won't shift. I've seen people box it in with some wood, but it's really not necessary. You pretty much lay them down, you're ready to go. It's easy to set up, really easy to set up. So that's the 25 millimeter. And then lastly, there's the 40 millimeter. The 40 millimeter has a different surface again. It has what is supposed to look like a tatami. It's kind of has that sort of worm look to it. But basically, it's sort of emulate the tatami surface. So most people who buy this will be a grappling gym, a MMA gym, a judo club. And in judo clubs, I'm a judoka, and I would say this is not the best for falling on. If you're working out at home, yeah, it'll do. But if for a commercial dojo, it's really not the best. It's mostly best for grappling. So if you're just working out on the ground, this is the way to go. I mean, and you'll see that when they arrive, they're pretty hard. You probably don't want to fall on that because it's so hard. But after a while, this does soften up and you get a more absorbent area. And you know, when I was in Brazil at the BJJ, some of the famous BJJ clubs in Brazil, they were using basically this product. And you know, they're raising champions on using this product. Now, most people, we find, when they're opening their gym, they'll start off with this or this. And then karate, judo, taekwondo, hapkido, aikido, they will all eventually, if the club becomes successful, they will trade up to a tatami style, a true tatami dex, Hatashita mat. That's the progression. But if you're starting your dojo, and price is a factor, you're not going to get a better product to start your dojo than these. You know, aside from judo, where you're doing a lot of throwing, big throws, and you need to invest a little bit more in proper tatami and maybe even a subfloor. But if you're a combat gym that is stand-up, or a martial art that is stand-up primarily, a little bit of takedowns are fine on any of these. But if you're a gym that is a stand-up sparring art, these are great. These will last you a long time, and they'll last anywhere from 3 to 10 years, depending on how you take care of them and how much you should get out of them. Even after 10 years, what ends up happening is they just don't look the greatest. They'll still perform pretty well, but they don't look the greatest. They get beat up after a while. Somebody's leaning on their bow and pops a hole in it, you know, and that sort of thing happens over the years. But so that's the main reason people will buy a puzzle mat, is for cost. It's durable, it's easy to set up, and you know, they'll last many years of good hard use. So if you want to get your club up and running quickly, this is the way to go. Home mats as well, it's an easy setup, and you can always add to them too. If you want to expand your area, you know, you just add a few more mats. It's very simple. So that's, in a nutshell, what the puzzle mats are all about. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us or email us. We're here to help.